Welcome to a special edition of our series, where today we journey through time to witness moments that not only captured our attention, but fundamentally changed the course of history. These events, frozen in time by the camera's lens, range from triumphant achievements to profound tragedies. Here are 5 moments caught on camera that changed history forever. Number 1. The Hindenburg Disaster. On May 6, 1937, the LZ-129 Hindenburg, a German passenger airship, was approaching the end of its transatlantic voyage, set to dock at the Naval Air Station Lakehurst in New Jersey. Designed to be the pinnacle of airship technology and luxury, the Hindenburg was filled with hydrogen, a practice common at the time, but fraught with risks due to hydrogen's flammability. As it attempted to land, a series of unfortunate conditions, including adverse weather and possible static electricity, ignited the hydrogen, causing the airship to burst into flames within seconds. This horrifying scene, all caught on film, not only ended the lives of 36 people, but also marked the end of the airship era in aviation. The footage, broadcast worldwide, vividly illustrated the dangers of airship travel, leading to a swift decline in their popularity as modes of transportation. Public confidence in airship technology was irreversibly damaged, prompting a shift towards safer, more reliable fixed-wing aircraft. Additionally, the disaster raised significant safety questions, particularly concerning the use of hydrogen in passenger aircraft, reshaping future standards and regulations in air travel safety. Number 2. The assassination of John F. Kennedy. On November 22, 1963, a defining moment in American history unfolded as President John F. Kennedy was assassinated while riding in a motorcade through Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas. Captured by bystander Abraham Zapruder with his home movie camera, the footage became crucial historical evidence known as the Zapruder film. It graphically depicted the assassination in a sequence that has been analyzed and challenged for over 60 years. The film not only played a pivotal role in the official investigation, but also sparked widespread public speculation. This, along with a myriad of conspiracy theories concerning who was really behind the assassination. Domestically, Kennedy's assassination had profound effects on civil rights legislation. His successor, Lyndon B. Johnson, leveraged the nation's grief to enact Kennedy's proposed civil rights laws, which had been stalled in Congress. This led to the passage of landmark legislation, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964, fundamentally changing American society by outlawing racial segregation and discrimination. Kennedy's death thus left an indelible mark on American political and social landscapes, reshaping national policies and the public's engagement with its leaders. Was it Lee Harvey Oswald, a shooter on the grassy knoll, or someone else? Let us know what you think below. Number 3. The Chernobyl Disaster. In the early hours of April 26, 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine became the site of the worst nuclear disaster in history. A safety test gone awry due to a flawed reactor design combined with human error led to an explosion that released massive quantities of radioactive material straight into the environment. Initially, the Soviet government attempted to hide the catastrophe, but the scale of the disaster could not be contained. Journalists, braving the dangers of radiation, captured the first images of the smoldering reactor, along with the ghostly evacuation of the nearby city of Pripyat. These haunting visuals were broadcast globally and revealed the stark reality of nuclear dangers to the world. The images and subsequent outrage pressured governments worldwide to reevaluate and enhance nuclear safety standards. Many countries scaled back or delayed their nuclear energy programs altogether, while global bodies like the International Atomic Energy Agency ramped up their safety protocols. The disaster exposed the inefficiencies and secrecy of the Soviet system, catalyzing a push for reform under Mikhail Gorbachev's policies of openness and reform, which ultimately contributed to the Soviet Union's collapse. The official death toll of this tragedy stands at 30, though it is estimated that up to 4,000 people may die because of the Chernobyl disaster. Number 4. The fall of the Berlin Wall. On November 9, 1989, the Berlin Wall, a concrete barrier that had brutally divided East and West Berlin since 1961, finally fell. This momentous event was not planned. It happened somewhat spontaneously, following a botched announcement about relaxed travel regulations by an East German official. Misunderstood by the public and media, masses of East Germans gathered at the wall, overwhelming the border guards who, unprepared and unsure, opened the gates. Caught on tape, the scenes of jubilation as Germans from both sides of the city demolished the wall with hammers and their bare hands, and this was broadcast for the world to see. The fall of the Berlin Wall symbolized more than just the reunification of Germany. It marked a critical decline in Soviet influence over Eastern Europe and heralded the end of the Cold War. This collapse triggered a domino effect across Eastern Europe, where communist regimes toppled one after another in rapid succession. The dismantling of the wall led to the integration of East Germany into the capitalist market economy of the West, significantly improving living standards for East Germans. Culturally, it initiated an unprecedented exchange of ideas, freedoms, and values between previously isolated populations, reshaping Europe and the world entirely. Number 5. The Tank Man. In the spring of 1989, Tiananmen Square in Beijing became the focal point of pro-democracy protests by students and workers. The Chinese government responded with a military crackdown on June 3rd and 4th, resulting in hundreds, possibly thousands of deaths. The day after this brutal suppression, an extraordinary act occurred that would capture the world's attention. A lone man, carrying shopping bags, stepped in front of a column of tanks leaving the area. This moment was caught on film and became one of the most iconic images of the 20th century. Known only as Tank Man, his true identity remains unknown, but his act of defiance became a universal symbol of resistance to both oppression and authoritarianism. If you are Tank Man, we would love to hear from you, so comment below. Internationally, it crystallized the global response to the Chinese government's actions, leading to widespread condemnation and economic sanctions which momentarily slowed China's emerging global economic integration. Domestically, the Chinese government intensified its control over the population, clamping down on dissent and ramping up its surveillance to prevent such displays of defiance from inspiring further protests. Despite their efforts, the image of Tank Man remains a potent symbol within China, albeit more so in whispered conversation than in overt display. His brave stand in Tiananmen Square marked a critical point in Chinese history, setting the stage for the authoritarian policies observed in China today. As our journey comes to a close, we reflect on the powerful impact these historical moments, caught on camera, have had on our world. From inspiring global unity to exposing deep-rooted societal issues, each event we've explored today serves as a reminder of how connected we are through our shared history. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments which events we should cover in the next Caught on Camera edition. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the dark and twisted tales of our history. And remember, keep questioning the past to understand the present. See you in the next Rewind.